Hi, everyone. Well, it looks like apparently at some point today, Jupiter actually went retrograde, which is crazy because I completely forgot. I think everyone forgot. We remembered Venus and Saturn. That was in the beginning of the week. It's just kind of rare to have three planets go retrograde in 1 week, like a 5-day window. It's sort of like there's so much happening that it's kind of easy to just stop counting. So I would be remiss if I didn't say something about this. Jupiter going retrograde is significant. Whenever Jupiter goes retrograde, it invites us to, well, let's just say this: slow down. Our convictions, our indignation, righteousness, what we are certain is the way, what is right, right? It's just like your truth, your way of climbing the mountain to reach the goal, your interpretation of events, your ethic and morality. Jupiter in Capricorn can be so self-righteous and judgmental, right? We can find our mind in this place of like, I know the answer. I know the right way. I know how it's supposed to go. You know, you combine that with Saturn in Aquarius, which rules that Jupiter. It's sort of like all this energy right now, breaking up all this Capricorn energy, right? It's like Jupiter retrograde in Capricorn to kind of let go of our convictions, reference more of our intuition and our intuitive knowing, never need to defend. Like what's right and what's true doesn't require any defense. You don't have to prove it to anyone. It doesn't matter whether they believe you, whether they don't believe you. What's true for you, what is natural and authentic for your path, is just what it is. It stands on its own. And how much of our life is restricted and conditioned and tight because we have this fixed idea of what the journey is supposed to look like. And if we are fixed, we need other people to recognize it, validate it, approve of it. We'll need others to co-sign in our perspective. Then along with Saturn and Aquarius ruling that Capricorn, it's just such a deconditioning kind of time right now. And Venus squaring Neptune, Venus retro. So interesting. So during this Jupiter retrograde time, Jupiter will be moving backwards and it will go over Pluto once more and then a final time until the end of the year, December or so. So in context, this Jupiter retrograde is going to give two final swipes on Pluto, which gives a little sense of what this Jupiter transit is all about. Since Jupiter entered Capricorn, it's been like the straight shot through Capricorn, right? It's been through all of Capricorn until now. It reached the 27th degree and it's been direct the whole time. It'll usually go retrograde somewhere earlier than that. So it's like, wow, it went direct through all of this energy, all of this Capricorn, past Saturn, past Pluto, Pallas Athene. And so since the end of last year until now, Jupiter has been on this journey. And it's been a process of consolidating, crystallizing, grounding, focusing, taking responsibility for our life and what we're building, walking on this path. Now, Jupiter retrograde is asking you to walk the talk. Walk the talk. Can you apply the principles of truth? Can you apply the ethics and the morality and the things you've come to learn and realize when no one's going to recognize you, when there's no immediate reward at hand, when your ethics, when your inner knowing of what's right is challenged by circumstances that would otherwise have you revert to judgment and control. Jupiter can be a liar. Jupiter can be dishonest with itself. And it's subtle. It can be very easy to say, oh, yeah, I'm, exaggeration here, not really an integrity there, but it doesn't really matter. The ego always does that. Like, that's the nature of the ego. That's the nature of of this mechanism of denial, to just justify the energy of dishonesty. And so to really put our principles into practice, to really mature ourselves, grow into a greater spiritual maturity. What's Jupiter all about? It's the journey. With Jupiter, we are ever expanding and unfolding into a deeper realization of our truth. Our understanding of life reflects the unique way in which we are coming to realize our place within creation. Jupiter is the path towards our destiny, right? We follow our intuition and we're guided to be somewhere, to go somewhere, to follow a certain path, to study, to practice, to learn things, to expand our horizons. And connecting to the Jupiter function really means we're going to be walking this path of expansion and growth. And if we're honest with ourselves, we'll find our path, we'll find our teacher, we'll find our practices, we'll show up as a teacher. There's just this beautiful way of giving and sharing, receiving and integrating wisdom with Jupiter. And so retrograde in Capricorn moving over Pluto is just really asking us to know ourselves deeper, to trust that we have within ourselves an inner compass that in every single moment knows how to gauge and sort of put out its antenna to appropriately discern each circumstance, each phase, each opportunity in life, to bring us further down the path, to help us evolve, to help us to grow. And staying connected with that compass, that navigating force. So we build that, we grow our receptivity, our attunement, we develop our intuition. So we do that by abstaining from judgment. And we abstain from judgment by acknowledging the judgment as it arises. Acknowledging how we want to be right. Yeah, there's just such a great potential during this transit for immense maturation and strengthening self-trust, self-clarification. And if you're a teacher, if you're a guide, this will call you further into the trust that the principle of the guru, the principle of the teacher within is leading you to be available in the ways that you are meant to. If you are seeking, if you are looking for something to help you, to guide you on this journey, you can trust that the principle of the guru within you will lead you to exactly what will support you on this journey. Jupiter teaches that everyone has a teacher, and we are a teacher to everyone. As we unfold in our realization and discovery, we become more available to share what we have come to learn, to be able to support people on their path in a way where it's always pointing people back to their journey, their way, never imposing the subjectivity of our own realizations as something that other people should have, how they should come to realize the truth. So this Jupiter retrograde in Capricorn is just really this individuating aspect that honors and appreciates the way in which life and the intelligence of life is designed and guiding each one of us to our own realization. And that through respecting the uniqueness of this journey, we can find ourselves interacting with the world, engaging with the world, engaging with society, doing our work in ways that really, really supports others. And remember that Jupiter is spontaneous, it's authentic, it's sincere, it's honest, it's uncontrived. So trying to be someone is different than letting life grow you. Capricorn is conditioning you. It's molding you, it's strengthening you. So see, where is this Jupiter? What house is it in? Right? Is it in your fifth house? Is this about self-actualization? Is this about the seventh house? Is this about your journey in relationship? Is it your ninth house? Are you going somewhere? Are you a teacher? Are you studying with someone? You can really just connect with the energy of wherever this Jupiter is. And it's going to go a good 10 degrees or so. So about, I think, to 17 degrees. So tune into that span of degrees. Feel into, what is it moving over? What is it aspecting in your chart? Where's Saturn in your own chart? Because of course, all the activity in Capricorn really brings us back to our own natal Saturn, which is how are we grounding here? How are we really taking responsibility to bring consciousness and agency to our time-space experience, to use it wisely? So it's an interesting time. Did I forget to say that Pluto just went retrograde? Yeah, so Pluto's retrograde, Saturn's retrograde, Venus is retrograde, Jupiter is retrograde. Here we go.